everyone. I wanted to jump on again off the back of my last video around what is a pipeline and categorizing your pipeline into time frame categories. So I wanted to talk today about different ways that you might choose to monitor your pipeline and just give you some new ideas around how you could do it if the way that you're doing it now is not working effectively for you. So a lot of agents that we work with manage their pipelines in all different ways. One of my favorite ways, and to be honest, if you ever ask me, number one recommendation is to put your pipeline on a whiteboard. Having your pipeline visual makes an enormous difference. It shows you who you haven't been in contact with and shows you who you still need to reach out to for the month. And it's a great way of tracking as well, because if you have got your pipeline broken up into time frame categories, you can track that within your whiteboard. So you can have your January, say for example, February, March for your 0 to 3, and then 3 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 plus. You might choose to not include your 12 plus just for space on that pipeline and instead have that on a list. But that way you can go through your 0 to 3, tick it off every week once you've communicated to them, and cross off your 3 to 6, 6 to 12, etc. Once you've communicated to them for the month as well. I'll do another video with recommended communication for different pipeline categories, but having it broken down like that's really beneficial, and having it visual on the whiteboard means that you can see it, you can't hide from it, and there's no excuses. So yeah, keep that in mind as an idea. Another option is to keep it in your CRM. So have it categorized in your CRM. The time frame categories work really well in there as well. You can have your pipeline, and different people call it different things. Might be pipeline A, B, C, D, for example. Usually I'll just do 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 plus. But that way you can print the list out. And honestly, having it in your CRM and a whiteboard is awesome, because that way you can print your 0 to 3 out, 3 to 6, print them all out if you want, and take them with you in the car as you're driving past a property that's just sold. Text someone that it's relevant to and tick it on the list, make a little note so you can enter it in once you get back to the office later in the day. Or if you're 10 minutes before an open home, you can make a few pipeline calls, and then you've done them, rather than sitting there wasting time sitting on Insta or something like that. You've then got that pipeline communication done to that client for the week. It's just a great way of utilizing your time and making sure you're speaking to your pipe. So another way I've seen that's really effective is a CSV. So having it in an Excel spreadsheet or a Google Doc is really awesome, because then it's updates and you can jump on it wherever you are. And just having it, you can get as clever or not as you like. Some people have formulas with when your next contact date's due. You can sort it by those sort of dates so you know who's due to be called. You can have tick boxes beside it, or you can just keep it as simple as having a notes section and update your note in there, copying and pasting it into the CRM. That way, always putting it in the CRM is really important, not only for you to have that history of communication with them, but that way your boss knows you're ringing your pipeline, and other agents within the office know that you're in touch with that client as well. So, if you've got an open database, then they're not going to be communicating to them, or hopefully not anyhow. So those are a couple of ways that I love managing the pipe. Keep in mind, try and keep it in mind the whiteboard. That having it visual is a huge benefit, and it really keeps you accountable and makes sure nothing's being missed, especially if you're in a team environment as well. The team can sort of pump each other up and go, hey, why haven't you spoken to so-and-so? You really need to get onto them. All right, guys, I'll wrap it up here. Keep yourselves accountable with your pipeline and figure out what works for you, and keep jumping back onto the videos. We're going to have heaps of tips coming out around pipeline and database management, and hopefully you can get some benefit out of that and add it into your business. Remember to listen out for those pipeline calls for that not yet. It often means that they're coming to market sometime soon. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.